Do you know, the first thing that I ever wanted to study was to be a counselor. So I actually was psychology. So I started psychology, and I was so unwell with my Crohn's disease, my autoimmune disease, that I never got to complete it because I spent so much time in hospital that I was not able to be at lectures. And really, quite frankly, at that age, going to a big uni with lecture halls full of people was terrifying. And as someone who didn't understand anything about empathy and about energy, it was not really a great place for me. So I'm kind of glad that the world rejected me from doing that, and I just spent so much time in hospital. But you know what I did learn? What I really learned was that we have the power to transform our lives. And so that has been something that has informed everything that I've done since. So even though I was ended up having to have major surgery, and I failed lots of medications, and I took crazy ass things like importing pig whipworms from Switzerland with my gastroenterologist to treat my bowel disease, I learned through that whole process how to be an incredible advocate for myself, for my children. I learned how to navigate the hospital system. I learned how to navigate specialists. And I also learned to trust my body and my instincts about what was right and what wasn't right for me. Then I went on to study to be a yoga teacher. All of the wellness things that I've done in the background were all about healing and helping myself and making sure that my kids didn't suffer from any of the things that I did. So lots of studies about epigenetics, about, you know, how food and nutrition affects our bodies, how we can use natural remedies to help us. And do you know what? I still have crap go on. I don't know if you can see, but my lips are shite, right? So I thought I had it nailed. I often have like the very rare thing that happens. So I was one of the very rare cases that didn't respond to medication for Crohn's. I was one of, my dad had very rare autoimmune thing. He's got a rare vaccine injury. That seems to be the gift for our family, is these rare things. Now my car's got a rare gearbox problem. Not sure about that. Anyway, so perioral dermatitis does not ever come on your lips, right? Except for me. So I had it around my nose, I had it around my eyes, and I had it around my mouth way back in 2020. And it took me a really long time to manage the microbiome of my skin and change it. What a gift. How much did I have to learn about skin microbiome? Awesome, right? Kind of, that's the way I can flip it for myself. But now I've got it really badly on my lips, and it is just at the moment not responding to any of the things that I normally do for it. So I'm like, what is the gift in this? And what is it teaching me so that I can learn from it and respond to that? So I really love to get curious, and I encourage you to get curious about the mess of healing and the mess of change. So I am someone who loves to give to my friends and to my community, and even you guys who order from me, I love to give gifts when I send the orders out, and I really like to support people. But what I realize is I'm not actually supporting myself. So I took yesterday afternoon off. I had lunch with my dad and my daughter, and I did not go back to work. I did a couple of minor things, but I just left it because, you know what? I needed a break. And a beautiful friend gifted me a healing session, and I sobbed through it. And Galinda, thank you. And then this morning I went to my friend Miriana's house, and a couple of gal pals, we rounded ourselves up and we went over there and we did a full moon thing and we released stuff, and it was so healing. And we spoke about the mess of moving through things. And so I just really want to urge you to get comfortable with that. So often when we are actually moving to a better place, we have to move through the rubbish first. I really believe that this thing with my lips, whenever it actually often happens when I'm doing something a little bit more challenging for me. So I'm teaching this weekend. I have been invited to be a teacher in a course which is coming up, which I'm going to post about later because it's going to be awesome. And so that up-leveling of doing all these different things, and I've taken on a new team member, and so I know that I'm not super skilled at bringing on a team member yet. All of those things bring up things to be cleared. So if you look up the work of Yvette Rose, who I love, about the metaphysical reason for things, and if you look up the metaphysical reason for skin issues, it often comes with expressing yourself or what's that word? I'm struggling with words today. Expressing yourself or like speaking your truth or authenticity. But for me, it seems to come up with when I'm going through a transition of like working from this aspect to working to this aspect. So I'm learning how to be the CEO of my business and not just work in the business. And I'm learning how to help other people, but what I love to do is empower you with information, because I don't want you to be reliant on me, because that just seems wrong, right? We don't want to be reliant on anyone for information. We want to be up-leveled and strong and know that we have the capacity to heal within ourselves and how we can do that. So that is my message for you, is that if you are going through something gross on the way to something better, remember that as adults, we've done this before. It is our beautiful youngsters that we need to remind them that moving from, sometimes those teen years, would anyone go back to being a teenager? I would not. The years of torture. So really moving through into that of knowing that through that mess, there is something at the other end and there is a purpose. You always can look back and you can find the purpose afterwards, right? So 10 years of being more in hospital than out of hospital, not able to function, taught me so many things that I would never have been gifted in this life if it wasn't for that experience. And really, it was all about being a better mum and being able to look after my children in a different way. And then also just looking at getting curious about when things happen and seeing if we can, if we can find the lesson in them and lean into the lesson, which doesn't mean getting in our head. Sometimes it actually means stop doing and actually be in it. I don't love being in the pain of peeling, burning lips. And I don't love being in the situation where I can't fix it, because I like to fix things. But you know what? I know there's a lesson there for me. So what is it? What's the lesson? Do you know when what's it called? Liken it to something else. So when the Marie Kondo version of like cleaning your house, where basically you take everything out of everywhere, put it all on the floor and then put it back. You know how it's a massive mess before you put things back? Well, it's a bit like that in ourselves as well. So, I will get a lot of comments about, I can't use skin oils because my skin will break out. Well, I only use oil on my skin, but if I use a moisturizer like a cream or a lotion, I will break out, because do you know what? I'm asking my skin to perform in a different way and to do something different. That is why I really encourage people to use seasonal skincare, so that we are doing different things, because then we can unearth different things and we can bring other things up to be cleared and processed and all of the stuff. So not just from a physical layer, but also an energetic layer. So I love that some of the comments that I get about my skin products are things like, I don't know what you do to these, but they speak to my soul. I will forever remember that one. And it's just the ability to send healing to people through product, I love. So one of the things I don't really discuss is all the like what I call like witchy woo-woo stuff that I do. And some people think I'm like putting it down. I'm not. I love it. For me, it's like a game. It's fun. So I'm using all sorts of techniques to put energy into the products that you get. So it's not just that I play sound bowls or sometimes it's drums. It depends on what I'm sort of asked to bring in. It's not just that I'm measuring the vibration of someone that I channel, that I work with. It's Isis's mother, Nut. She's considered the goddess of creation. And so I work with her, and then have been taught by my beautiful friend Cassandra to infuse the products with oils that match her vibration. I didn't really know how to work with her initially, so I had to speak to teachers and learn how to do that. But using biogeometry tools and following those breadcrumbs of bringing all those pieces together and learning how to meld them into a product that really comes to you, and they're coded to meet you where you're at. They're coded to really help you heal from the inside. They're coded to bring you joy, but more than anything, they're coded to help you love yourself, because if we don't love ourselves, it doesn't matter what we put on the outside, because what we put on the inside counts. every way that we wake up and feel about ourselves. Like we all know when we have a shit day, right? You actually didn't look any different to the day before. But when you wake up and you feel shit, you feel like you look like shit, right? Because it's just a thing. It's like the way that our perception is. So it's all through the teachings and the work that I do is about helping specifically women. It's not that I don't like to work with men, but it just seems to be that that's who I'm working with at the moment. And really it's because I really want to help our children have role models to look up to. So working with mums especially, and just helping them to understand what it is that they say when they look in the mirror, and to understand what the effect of that is, and to really catch themselves with their language. We use the word need a lot. I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, I'm bad at this, I'm bad at that. But what about if we used just broader language? So I'm exploring doing X, Y, and Z. I used to be bad at blah, blah, blah. Now I'm getting better at it. My mother-in-law taught me the magic of the word yet. She's a primary school teacher and she's been teaching her entire life. And she's, hi Mary, if you're there. She's also, now she teaches a lot of music and things, but it's like the word yet. So I'm not good at that yet. I have not learned that yet. It really leaves us open to bringing that in. If we say, I can't do it, we're blocking it, right? The energy is totally different. So when I blab on about all of these things, it's about opening up to what will unfold and being curious about what's happening. So getting curious about what is happening with my skin. Why are my lips really playing up at the moment? I mean, the humidity has dropped about 15% in the last few days. The moon is full and powerful as whatever. That's a swear word there that I didn't want to use. My car is kaput. Like, it's just all of the mess, right? I am right in the thick of the mess. I've half chopped my finger off. Not my finger, but my fingertip. Thank goodness for oils, because I'm going to show you later when some pictures if you can handle it. Might need to put a little trigger warning on there in case you don't like blood, like my darling daughter. But I am in the thick of the mess, and what I'm trying not to do is I'm not suppressing the mess, but I'm also not going, oh, woe is me, this is terrible. I'm like, what is it? Why am I being presented with this opportunity? What is it that I'm being presented with? And what can I learn from this? And just embracing that. So if you are having difficulty with your skin, if you are not enjoying what you're seeing presented to you, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the energy that you're putting into your skin. Let's talk about the products that you're putting on your skin and the energy that they've got infused into them. Let's talk about how much you are allowing yourself to be supported. That's a real challenge for a lot of us A-type personalities. Because, in fact, I'm going to say it again. Do you allow yourself to be supported, or do you just do all the things because you're better at it, or you're hiding from the other aspects of life by doing all the things? You're so busy you can't be. Or is it just easier because you don't have to explain to someone, or, if they don't do it the way that you want them to, you might be unhappy about that too. So will you allow yourself to be supported? Because we are all connected. And if you love to support your friends and your loved ones, then you need to allow them to support you, because otherwise you're blocking that energy, and that is going to show on your skin, right? And if you don't stop, you're going to do something to stop you. My car's stopped. My finger got half chopped off. I can't really do my hair because it's really hard if your finger's all messed up. If you don't stop and listen to what's going on or absorb the lesson, the universe is going to make it, they're going to hit you on the head with a sledgehammer, and you don't want that, okay? So those are my thoughts for today. Allow yourself to be supported. Really, really allow yourself to be supported. Ask your friends to help you. This is a big lesson for me, so I'm sharing it with you guys because Kerry just fed me lunch. Mariana just let us in a moon thing. Narrator picked me up and drove me there because no car, right? So allow yourself to be supported, because that helps you rebuild your energy, and we can't glow when we're depleted. It's just not possible. That is my Friday thought. I said I was going to be shorter on here and I was going to move over to that other platform and do longer ones. But today I had some stuff to say. So hopefully it resonated. I still am going to go over on that other platform. I just need to figure out how to connect my microphone to the computer. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask someone to teach me, because now I can ask for support, because I realize as much as I love supporting other people, I'm denying other people the opportunity to get that pleasure of helping me. Hopefully that's a reframe that helps you. Happy Friday. See you around.